Designing an e-commerce website is completely different than any other type of website. And the scary part is the stakes are much higher, meaning if you don't do a good job, it's going to destroy site conversions and it's going to cost your client a ton of money. And they're going to be tracking those analytics and they're going to know if the site isn't converting well. So the nice part is with these higher stakes also comes a higher reward, meaning if you do a good job at designing and laying out these e-commerce sites, you're going to be able to charge way more for your services because you're going to in turn make a ton more money for your clients. So in this video, I'm going to break down to you the perfect layout for an e-commerce site, starting with the most important page, which is the product page. And by the end of this video, you're going to have everything you need to design the perfect e-commerce website. So let's dive into it. Now I've got my product page designed out here in Figma, and we're going to dive into this and break down every single aspect of it. But the first thing that I want to cover is in web design, oftentimes we want to push the boundaries of what's possible, and we want to make things look more custom or more unique. We want to follow trends. But we have to be careful with e-commerce sites because, again, every little detail matters when it comes to conversions. And so if we ever have a question on what works and what doesn't, we can just refer to the most famous and most successful e-commerce site of all time, and that is Amazon. Now I've got this product page pulled up here on Amazon because this is the last product that I bought on Amazon. And I bought this for my 4-year-old's birthday that's coming up here in a few weeks. But I thought this was a fantastic example because when you first look at it, it feels like there is a ton going on. It feels very cluttered. There's a lot of information. And this isn't just for no reason. Amazon knows exactly what they're doing. They know about user behavior. They know what helps conversions. And they know exactly how to lay out these pages to make sure that it's as effective as possible. And the number one thing that they take into consideration is what shows up in the viewport or above the fold, right? When somebody opens up this site, we want to show them the most important information first because the more somebody has to scroll, the less likely it is that they're going to buy. And so all of the things that make Amazon such a successful e-commerce website, we are going to translate into our own designs and layouts to make sure that yours are performing as well as Amazon. So let's go back to our example here that I've designed out. Now, while this may be a fairly bare bones design, this is going to be the perfect way to lay out your sites almost every single time. Now you can make slight variations, but the points we talk about in this video are going to be true in every single scenario. So first on this design, let's look at what is found in the viewport or above the fold. And I've outlined it with this orange box. So you can see that we've packed quite a bit above the fold, right? We of course have our navigation, and there are a few critical pieces that we want to make sure that we have that people can see right off the bat. Now the first note that I made here is we have our breadcrumbs navigation. Now we want to do this to make sure that our users know exactly where they are on our site, because e-commerce sites and the way that they're used are never just one page and done, right? People are going in pages and out of pages and into different categories, and it's a very fluid experience and journey through this website. And so if we don't help users know exactly where they are at all times, they're going to get confused and frustrated and lost. And so having your breadcrumb links up here at the top are going to help them see, okay, I'm in this category, this gender, this product, and they can click these at any time to go back. Now, aside from those, we want to have the most important details of our product. So, of course, we want to have our product image, and it's going to be most effective if you can have some additional images that they can flip through. You're going to see that this is something that Amazon always does. They have, well, my face is here in the way, but they're going to have multiple pictures here on the side that the user can flip through. So they're going to be able to see as much of the product, including a video, in as short amount of time as possible. So going back to our example, we've got our images, and then over here we have the most important details, right? We've got the title, which oftentimes is going to be longer for SEO purposes to make sure that if people are searching for this product on search engines, they can find it. We're also going to have some sort of description or subheading. We want to keep this brief and punchy because nobody's going to read more than maybe 1 or 2 sentences. If this is a paragraph or even multiple paragraphs, you've got a serious problem because you're going to have space for that bigger body copy down below. So keep this short and punchy. And if you want to do something to really spice it up and draw attention to it, you can put some sort of badge next to it. Now, badges really help with social proof, and so any type of badges, whether it's a specific award or any sort of certification or safety rating, those badges are going to be a huge help in helping in increasing conversions on this specific product page. Another thing that will help with your social proof is reviews. Reviews are always the first thing that people look for before they purchase a product. And so keeping these front and center, and I think that it's really effective to have these reviews link to when they click it, it's going to scroll them down the page to read the actual reviews. But I don't want to make this too obvious by underlining it or turning it blue, because again, we don't want too many bleed points. We don't want to draw attention away from our main call to action, but that is a convention that people are going to be used to. Hey, if I want to read the reviews, I'm going to click right here and it will take me to the actual written reviews. The next thing that we want to have is our pricing. And I made a note here that we want to make sales and discounts as obvious as possible. This is another thing that Amazon does really well. They have it in a different color and it's showing them the percentage discount as well as the price before the discount. And so utilizing both of these and just making sure that our main price is the most obvious, whether it's bold or a darker color or the largest one. As long as we make that obvious, all of these others are just going to support those discounts or sales and make people more likely to say, hey, this is a great price, I'm going to go ahead and purchase this. And then we're also going to have any additional item variations or details or selections, whether that's color, size, whatever it might be. And then, of course, we have our call to action. Now, like any other page, we want to make sure that our call to action sticks out, whether that's with a color, an icon, whatever it is. We want to make sure that that button is really obvious. Again, Amazon does a great job by having these buttons be specific colors. And when you're looking at this page, even though there's a ton going on, there are two things that draw my attention. The reviews in this orange color and the add to cart and buy now buttons, which are yellow and orange. So again, keeping those as the primary focus of this page is going to make a massive difference. All right, so moving down, we have some additional icons, and if at all possible, it's going to be really nice if you can keep these above the fold, especially if you feel like these are big deal breakers when people are considering buying your product. So whether that's the free shipping or free returns, you can move these up if at all possible. Again, it might make things cluttered, but with an e-commerce product page, that's not the worst thing in the world. You can see here that I do have those below the fold, and that's going to be up to you. We've also got some additional images that people can flip through. And then scrolling down, we're going to move into more of our content. Now, there's really no specific way that you need to lay out this content as long as it's clean, it's clear, it's easy to find. I personally prefer a tab system where people can click from the details to shipping to returns and find all the information they need right here in the second viewport. And then, of course, you can move into things like customer reviews and FAQ. And then you always want to have some sort of related or suggested products that are similar in category or type or color or whatever it might be. Now, with these simple layouts, you're going to be able to convert way more of your users. And the nice part is the only thing that you have to be really strict with is this first initial viewport and getting the most important information right in front of your user as early as possible. Now, before we dive into the mobile layout, I want to show you an example that has really bothered me. Now, I am sorry if you're the individual that designed this e-commerce page, but this is horrendous, and I would dare bet say that the conversion rate on this page is as bad as it could be, because you can see that above the viewport, there's almost no important information that is shown other than the name of the product, which in this case is very basic, and then the price. Now, the one thing I will say is this is a template. This is not a live site. So I'm sure if somebody utilized this template, they would have more engaging photos, a more engaging title. But the thing that is really, really bad on this page is all of the things that fall below the viewport. The main photo, the additional photos, all of the details, right? You've got even your call to action button falls below the viewport. And instead, we're utilizing over 50% of what's seen above the fold for our navigation and for the name and our breadcrumbs. And so this is a horrendous use of space. And so if you are running into any of these issues on your pages that you're designing, you need to start smushing more into that viewport because it is going to make a drastic difference. Now you can see if I flip between this and our Amazon page, This one might have a more simplistic, clean design, but that doesn't matter in e-commerce because if you're not getting people exactly what they want, and if you're not showing them something that is familiar, like an Amazon product page, they're just not going to trust it and they're not going to buy. And when I look at a page like this, the first thing that I think is, this is risky to put my credit card in on this page. And if I do, this is probably one of those products that's going to take 4 months to ship to me. It just doesn't seem reliable, and so I'm out. And so with that bad example in mind, let's go over here to our mobile example, okay? Now, we have to be really, really careful with what we choose to put above the other elements, right? When we're organizing and laying out these things, we have to decide, what do people need to see first, okay? Now, on mobile, people are more willing and likely to scroll before they bounce from your website. So don't feel like you have to fit every single detail into your little mobile viewport. But with that said, we want to keep the most important things at the top. Now, a lot of times I'll see people will have this image as the first thing, and I don't necessarily think that that's bad, but I have found that people want to make sure that they're on the proper product by seeing the name. They always want to see their breadcrumbs and then reviews, and then you're still going to have this image front and center without them needing to scroll. Now, one thing that I would recommend is, rather than having all of these smaller image thumbnails right here on the mobile, I would do exactly what Amazon does, where they just have little buttons or little dots right here that show you which image you're on, and they are naturally going to scroll through those images. So that's going to take up a lot less space, but it's still a very intuitive way to show people multiple images and videos. And then right below that, we're going to have the price. Now, I have found, and from my research, it seems to me that these are truly the only things that you have to show in the viewport. People don't expect to see the add to cart button right front and center on mobile. They're okay to scroll down to that, but you want to make sure that people know what product they're looking at. They can see the images and the videos, and they can see the price, and outside of that, everything else can just flow in underneath. So we've got our different color options, we've got our add to cart. You can see that I've moved my description even down further because, again, on mobile, people are even less likely to read big blocks of text, and so while this is important, you don't have to have that as high as possible. So then scrolling down, we have our icons, we have our tabs section, which within this, you can have heavier blocks of text, but I would still encourage you to have different images, different examples, whatever it might be, just to bring some imagery to all of your content. And then scrolling down, you're going to have everything else that I've just left out on this example. So just like that, you are going to have the perfect e-commerce product page. Now, this might seem really simple, but I can promise you that the increase in conversions that will come from these layouts are going to be drastic. And if you can prove that your designs for e-commerce sites are going to boost and increase conversions, people are going to pay you a ton more. So if you're selling your services, don't just sell web design for e-commerce, but instead really promote yourself as the person that can design pages that are going to skyrocket conversions, because this is what it takes to do that, and it's going to bring a massive increase in sales for your clients. So if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button down below. And if you have any additional insights or ideas into what we could do to make this product page even better, please drop them down in the comments. We'll be sure to catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.